This video is the third video in the coordinate geometry of the circle set of videos. In particular, this video is focusing on the equation of a circle with centre not at 0, 0. You need to know how to find the equation of a circle when the centre is not 0, 0, and the equation of a circle with centre hk, which is any point that's not 0, 0, and has a radius length of r, is given by the equation x minus h all to be squared plus y minus k all to be squared is equal to r squared, and this formula appears on page 19 of the log and formula tables booklet. Now, the best way of getting used to using this equation is by doing a few questions. Question 3.1 says, find the equation of the circle with centre minus 3, 5 and radius 4. How we do this then is we take the equation on page 19 of the formula tables booklet and write it out. So it's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. The next thing we have to do is we take what we're told the centre point is, which is minus 3, 5, and we match that up with hk. So in this example, we have that h is minus 3 and 5 is k. Then we have the radius, and we know that's r, and in this case, r is equal to 4. Then what we do is we just fill it into the equation. So this becomes x minus 3 squared plus y minus 5 squared is equal to r squared, and r is 4, so 4 squared. Now, we don't have to multiply out the brackets, but we can just simplify it a little bit. And how we do that is, well, we have a minus and a minus, which will give us a plus. So x plus 3 squared plus y minus 5 squared is equal to 4 squared, which is 16. And that's this question done. We found the equation of the circle with centre minus 3, 5 and radius 4. Question 3.2 asks us to find the equation of the circle with centre minus 4, minus 3 and radius square root 17. The first thing we do is we write out the equation of the circle, which we get from the formula and tables booklet, and that is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Now, we know that the centre of the circle is hk. And hk is just the centre point, which is minus 4, minus 3. And we know that r stands for the radius, and the radius here is square root 17. Matching it up then, so h is minus 4 and k is minus 3. And then we just need to fill it into the formula. So in this case, we get x minus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared is equal to the square root of 17 squared. Now again, we don't need to multiply out the brackets, but we can tidy this up a little bit. So we have two minuses in the first bracket, which gives us a plus, and we have two minuses in the second bracket, which also gives us a plus. And then the square root of 17 squared, that's just going to give us 17. And that's question 3.2 done. We found the equation of the circle minus 4, minus 3 and radius square root 17. Sometimes we are not given the radius in the question, but are given information to find it. And we can see this with question 3.3. It says the centre of the circle 2, 4 and contains the point minus 1, 3. Find the equation of the circle. Now, what we have for the equation of the circle is the formula on the page 19 of the formula tables booklet, which is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Again, we know that hk is the centre, and they've told us here that the centre of this circle is 2, 4. We also know that r stands for the radius, and we don't know what the radius is in this question. However, it says that the centre is 2, 4 and that the circle contains the point minus 1, 3. So if we just kind of draw this out, we have the centre point here, which is 2, 4. And then we have the point minus 1, 3. And what we can see is that the radius, if you join these 2 points together, it will be the radius. So we can get the distance between these 2 points to give us the radius. So the distance between these 2 points can be found using the distance formula. Now we have the 2 points minus 1, 3 and 2, 4. And what we can see here is this is x1, y1 and x2, y2. Filling that in, we get 2 minus 1 squared plus 4 minus 3 squared. Then we can type all of that in and we get 2 minus 1 squared is going to give us 9, and 4 minus 3 squared is just going to give us 1. So the distance here is equal to the square root of 10. What that means is that the radius of this circle is equal to the square root of 10. Now we can find the equation of the circle because we're able to replace this question mark with square root 10. We have what the centre is, well, h is 2 and k is 4. So we're able to just fill in the formula from page 19 of the Formula and Tables booklet. So it becomes x minus h, which is 2 squared, plus y minus k, and k is 4 squared, is equal to the square root of 10 all to be squared. Tidying that up a little bit, we get x minus 2 squared plus y minus 4 squared is equal to 10. And that's the end of question 3.3. Question 3.4 is quite similar. It says find the equation of a circle with centre 1, 2 and containing the point 2, 5. So first of all, we have the equation of the circle, which is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. In this instance, we have that hk is the centre, and here it says the centre is 1, 2, and r is equal to the radius. And again, in this case, we don't know what the radius is. However, we're told that the centre is 1, 2, and it contains the point 2, 5. So from the centre out to the point would be the same as the radius. So we're able to find the radius of this using the distance formula. In this case, the distance is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Here we have the point 1, 2, which can be x1 and y1, and we have the point 2, 5, and that can be x2, y2. Filling that into the formula, we get that the distance is the square root of x2, which is 2, minus x1, which is 1, squared, plus y2, which is 5, minus y1, which is 2. That then will give us the square root of 2 minus 1 squared, which will give us 1, plus 5 minus 2 squared, which will give us 9. The distance then between those 2 points is the square root of 10. Now we know that the distance between them is the same as the radius, so the radius here is equal to the square root of 10. Now we can just fill all the information in to the equation of the circle, as we know h is 1 and k is 2. Filling it in, then we get x minus h, which is 1 squared, plus y minus k, which is 2 squared, is equal to r squared, which is the square root of 10 squared. This then becomes x minus 1 squared plus y minus 2 squared is equal to 10. And that's the equation of the circle with centre 1, 2 containing the point 2, 5. Question 3.5 is the exact same as question 3.4. So what I'm going to get you to do here is, if you could please pause the video, try question 3.5, see how you get on, and if you have any problems, ask me in class about it. However, question 3.6 is a little bit different, and the key thing to bear in mind about this is sometimes we're given the equation and asked to find the centre and the radius of the circle. So in question 3.6 it says find the centre of the circle and the length of the radius when the circle is x minus 3 all to be squared plus y minus 5 all to be squared is equal to 4. We know that the equation of a circle that has its centre not at 0, 0 is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. And here we have that the centre is equal to hk and the radius is equal to or. If we compare them then, we have x minus 3 squared plus y minus 5 squared is equal to 4. Comparing what we have then, the minus h will go with the minus 3, the minus k will go with the minus 5, and the or squared will go with the 4. So we have minus h equals minus 3, so then h, you just change both signs, will be 3. Minus k will be equal to minus 5, so then changing both signs we get k is equal to 5. And then we have or squared is equal to 4, so then or is equal to the square root of 4, which is equal to 2. The centre of this circle then is hk. H in this case is 3 and k is 5, so the centre of this circle is 3, 5. The radius then is or, and or in this case is 2. So the centre of this circle is 3, 5, which we have here, and the radius is 2, which we have here. So that's that question answered. Question 3.7 is very similar. It says find the centre of the circle and the length of the radius when the circle is x plus 2 squared plus y plus 4 squared is equal to 16. Again, we know that the equation for a circle that has centre hk is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to or squared, where the centre is hk and the radius is equal to or. In this case then, we have x plus 2 squared plus y plus 4 squared is equal to 16. Matching them up then, the minus h matches with the plus 2, the minus k matches with the plus 4, and the or squared matches with the 16. Then we can just put them together. So minus h is equal to 2, minus k is equal to 4, and or squared is equal to 16. Then we get that h is equal to minus 2, k is equal to minus 4, and or is equal to the square root of 16, so or is equal to 4. The centre then in this case we have will be minus 2, minus 4, and the radius will be equal to 4. So that's question 3.7 done. I'm going to let you do question 3.8 yourself. It's the exact same as the last two examples I've gone through, asking you to find the centre and radius of the following two circles. Bearing in mind that every time we know that the equation of a circle with centre that's not 0, 0 has the form x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to or squared. So that's the end of this video. I'm hoping that it makes sense. If you have any problems or any questions, just let me know.